Welcome to Nexus Edge, the show that will help you get an edge on the competition. I'm your esteemed host, Turd Herder, and this is episode 7 of Nexus Edge, and we're going to cover a little bit of week 6 for you. Without further ado, let me tell you about my stupendous panel. Starting at the top, we have our regular guest panelist, Ziltoid.
Hey, guys.
And over on this way, we have Wono.
Holy, we're already at number 7? That's crazy.
I know, right? And this week, we've been joined by our extra special guest. It's one of the Podfathers himself, Murda.
Hey, what's up, our steamed host Turd?
There we go.
The first time I heard it, I thought you said steamed, and I thought it was a play on words for like smelly turds.
No, I said esteemed, and then you said that, and I was like, you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. That's
now
what
we
we're
hate
gonna
it.
do. So, thank you very much for having you on. It's been a long time coming. We've been wanting to have you on, and finally, we're making it happen.
Glad to be here. It's a pleasure getting to join the show. You guys are doing a kick-ass job, so this is a lot of fun for me today.
Absolutely, and as we like to do with all of our guests, and no exception for you, let's talk a little bit about you. So, What is your official role in NGS this season?
I'm currently a board member for NGS. In the past, I've served as the social media manager, but now I'm kind of focused on being the tournament director, the head of the competition committee, and making sure everything from a competition standpoint is running smoothly in NGS. There
you go. And I know we've talked about it on this show in the past, and I think we would all agree that it seems to be working pretty smooth for us. So
awesome.
Thank you for your work.
That's always good to hear. When things aren't breaking, something's going on right.
Exactly. Now, you are also, as I kind of alluded to a little bit ago, you are one of the hosts of the Nexus Now podcast.
Yeah. A different hat I wear. Yeah, I got a lot of hats, not just the ones I wear on my head. But yeah, the podcast started up with Ghost Dunk and Professor Bobo. Jaxter was our producer and editor. Now Jax is on the show, replaced Bobo when he left, and it's the three of us. We're still putting out pods. I think we're on episode like 11 or 12 next. We have some supplemental stuff too, so like the number count is weird, but go check it out. It's a podcast for Heroes of the Storm. You'll love it.
I love it. I think this week was episode or supplemental 2 to episode 12.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, that was the one episode I haven't had a chance to be on. Actually, technically second. There's a different one that Jax did in the past by himself, but most of the episodes you're going to see I'm featured on with the rest of the guys, but this past one was just them when I was out of town. So
absolutely.
Great. It's a lot of fun.
And last, but I think most prominently, as you can see right here, you are the is it manager of Regen?
I'm the founder. So if you read the back of mine, it says Murda founder.
Nice.
So that is where we're at. This is actually my Regen black shirt. They won the NGS heroic division last season. But you know, I rep all the squads. You'll see me wearing a Regen red shirt from casting them sometimes, or blue. And you know, Regen, if you're asking what is Regen, it's just a group of teams. We come together, we play under the same org, so we get a built-in fan base. All the other players come and support each other, and we can kind of combine resources. Coaches can help out multiple teams at a time, and it's just it's efficient. So that's why we do it, and it works out. Everyone has a good time, and we play some NGS matches. That's all that it's about, really.
And this week we had the debut of Regen NGS or Regen GS.
You know, the meme was going around for a while. Like, we had fun with it. August Sun, he's a new social media guy. We kind of talked about it during our board meeting, and I was like, "Hey guys, tomorrow's April 1st, April Fool's Day. You guys want to pull this off?" And he loved the idea, rolled with it, and I thought it was a lot of fun. So I'm glad everyone went along with it and had a good time.
It was great, and I know the Discord that day, there's a couple, wait, what's going on? But overall, it seemed like people enjoyed it. So,
well, if you need any Regen merch, head on over to our store. You can get a mug or a shirt.
Very nice. Before we get going here, I do want to give a quick shout out to our NGS Patreon patrons, I think that's the noun for those people. Thank you very much to you guys. I know our show is mostly a volunteer program, but the NGS as a whole would not be able to run without our Patreon patrons. So thanks to you guys. Murda, anything to add on the Patreon?
Yeah, I'll add in a link. Patreon.com/heroes Nexus Gaming Series. Link in the description if my editor on this is going to be good for us.
He'll definitely have it there.
Definitely check that out. And hey, if you don't want to find it there, head on over to the website at the bottom. There's a link with all our socials. So
perfect. Thank you for covering me because I was supposed to say that and I didn't. So
I've done this before, Jared. I've done this before. I'm sorry.
All right, let us get into what happened in the Nexus. Wono? What happened in the Nexus this week?
Logical Decision had our first doubleheader of the season. So that was fun.
A doubleheader the same day?
Doubleheader, 2 games back to back, yeah.
That's not our first, it's our second.
No.
Yes.
Back to back this season?
Yeah.
Come on, Captain Woe.
When did we play a doubleheader?
Week 1 or 2 when Regen Blue was our second game in a doubleheader. I can't remember who we played first.
We didn't play 2 games that night.
I thought for sure. Was it? It was 1 and then the next day. Okay, that's what it was.
Different.
Let me down, Zilto.
Captain knows best.
Yeah.
Anyways, we played a doubleheader. Got a domination the first game against Team Oxygen, and then lost the first map, but came back and I guess I don't know if you call it a reverse sweep in best of 3, but reverse swept to Arrogant Nephilim and took the last 2 maps off him. So overall, Good night for Logical Decision, boys.
Very nice. Murda, did you have some time in the Nexus this week?
I sure did. I started off on Monday with a calculated throw / 2 calculated to throw doubleheader. The first set was a reverse sweep by 2 calculated to throw. They knocked out Probius. But then in the second half of that doubleheader, it was Ban Cho with the upset over calculated throw in C East, which was a lot of fun. Check those out. Actually, Slexia joined me for that. She was the guest here last week. Yep. We had a killer time. That first match was actually co-casted by Wedge, his first time doing a cast. So I've been trying to get a lot of people involved. It's been a lot of fun, and these matches have been fantastic.
Absolutely. Ziltoid, what did you do in the Nexus?
I mean, aside from the matches that we had, I did a cast as well as I did an analyst spot on the Thursday Night Showdown with Murda and Mongoose. I actually had to pop in and do a little bit of casting in game 1 when Mongoose got dropped out, so that was a bit of fun.
That definitely happened.
And then, I mean, just other than that, I've been working on Storm League, trying to climb, and I got my next episode of Nexperts recorded, so we'll hopefully have that coming out very soon.
Very nice. And I am happy to report that this past week, I played Hero of the Storm.
I watched the set.
I know. Yeah, so
unfortunately...
Well, I was going to say the game
I casted it.
Yep, Ziltoid casted our game. I was subbed in, ready to go, ready to rock, and we went 0-2. So it was a domination against the Nexus Cats. Really not too happy about it, but we went back to the locker room. We sat down. Our heads were hanging low. Our coach coached us through it. He said what we did wrong. We're ready to rock and roll this week. No word yet on whether I'm going to be in. I still think we have Lulu, OP God, Stukov go in, but it's not my call. It's above my pay grade. And then, actually, I played Storm League as well. Like, I was playing lots of Heroes of the Storm this week. We had, it was me, Arthanel, the captain of the Nexus Cats, Mark Zombie. We were having ourselves a little bit of a bachelor night, had some adult beverages, and played some Storm League.
They invited me, but I was too good for them.
It was probably a good decision that you didn't join us. I'll just put it at that. And then I actually played with Slexia on Saturday morning. So lots and lots of Heroes of the Storm. So woohoo! Yeah, getting some games in. It's good feeling. So let us move on. Let's talk about some trending teams, players, and heroes. Ooh. So Ziltoid, start us out with Heroic Division.
Nothing happened.
Great. Moving on. No. So why did nothing happen, Ziltoid?
Nothing was scheduled.
There we go.
There was no games.
there is a game. So we're casting this right now, Sunday during the day. There's a game later this evening.
Moto versus Celeb.
Yes.
I can probably predict where that's going.
I think we all can. Yeah, maybe.
Go Moto, go.
They got them in their sights.
Hey, it's always fun tuning in to see if something's gonna happen, though, right?
Oh, everyone loves an underdog story and an upset, so
exactly. Maybe they crack open a couple wins, and
I didn't say don't watch it. I just said I could probably predict it. That's all.
Okay, fair enough.
So then, moving on to Division A, what do we got, Ziltoid?
What happened last week? Lots happened last week. Teams to watch, but I don't really have what matches were fantastic last week. I know I watched Queen's Concerts versus Give Me the D Shield.
Yes.
Which was a pretty big stomp by Queen's Concerts. Actually, they kind of ran all over them in both games. Actually, it was a pretty big stomp. They did a really good job. But yeah, basically, Queen's Concerts rose to the top of the division. With dominations. They also beat Nightwood. I actually watched that set too as well. And so we saw 2 more dominations from them this week. So now they're in first place because they have a higher point total. I still don't think Nobo's dropped anything, but they have less dominations.
Right.
So the way the point systems work is even if you lose like a set, if you come back and you just like score a bunch of dominations in a row, you can pull ahead against a team that's never actually lost, because if they've never lost a set, because if they've dropped games, you actually make up the points in that area. Just like for us, we're in second place in B West, and we've lost 3 sets, but we've never been dominated. And so those extra points are part of what's been keeping us ahead, because of course we've won and dominated the rest of our matches. So, it really, I like how the point system is, because there's always a chance, even if you have a bad night, because sometimes that happens. Like, just sometimes it doesn't go your way and you get behind. So, it'll be interesting to see how the rest of this, like, we're getting to the last few weeks, and it'll be interesting to see how Div A kind of bounces around, because there are a lot of teams in that division. There's a lot of contests, a lot of teams that are going to be left out. 5 whole teams that aren't going to be in the playoffs. And so we're going to have to see who can secure kind of those last spots. But considering how close this division is, I think even the 8th position can be a threat to the 1st position. So it should be interesting. At the very least, should be a very interesting playoff set. Div A should be quite fun to watch for everyone.
Well, I know we were talking about it before we went live. PFM is down. They were for a while on number 1. Now they're down at 8. Maybe that number 1 seed energy is going to come through and push them up ahead.
Maybe we can only hope.
See. Fingers crossed for them and everyone else that can make their way into the division. What about any players from that division? Anyone that you saw this week worth noting?
Mayog got Zeratul and Maiev back-to-back games.
Wow.
Versus Give Me the D Shield, which I think is kind of part of the reasons that they kind of had some trouble, because he played fantastically on both those. So I'll definitely highlight him. Both Queen Concerts and Nobo are kind of just overall the top stat point getters currently in the season. So we'll have to see if some other people can kind of bring up in successive weeks after this.
Very nice. Wono.
Hey.
What do we got going on in Division B?
The final Titan has fallen, Turd. Virtual Murky Slayers, the last undefeated team in all of NGS, has dropped their first map.
But they still won that
set.
They still won the set, absolutely.
Yes.
They still won the set, but kudos to Wholesome Halfwits, who slayed the Giants and took a map off of them. The set might not have gone the way that they intended, but still pretty cool to beat the last remaining undefeated team in all of NGS, not just in B or in West, all of NGS.
So quick shout out to the competition committee, of course. Yeah.
Shameless plugs, competition committee. Good job, guys. Good placement. So B West, Virtual Murky Slayers, stranglehold on the top spot. I don't think with how many games are left to be played in the season, anyone is touching them at 23 points, 7 dominations. They're just far and above the highest points, the best team so far in the standings.
Right.
After that, things are looking pretty similar to how they've been the last couple of weeks. My team, Logical Decisions, Ziltoid's team, we're hanging on at number 2. Reborn Knights Red, Arrogant Nephilim, 10 Armor, Wholesome Halfwits. A lot of good teams just barely under us. It's anyone's kind of division over there. And over on the East, similar story. Gilly Shark, while not quite as tight a hold on the East side, they also have only dropped a map, just a few less matches played. So they could be in very much the similar position as Virtual Murky Slayers if they get a couple more dominations. And then same thing, NUES, Jailbait, Minion Miners, Team Training Wheels, HOTUS, a bunch of really strong, dependable teams right underneath them. So same thing with B-West, anyone's game for kind of those 2 through 6 slots.
Any players from those divisions catch your eye this week?
Yeah, I'd love to highlight the work of Chaotic Order, our Div B analyst from NUES. He does a great job posting some stats in the Division B chat, so let's just touch on what he's got here. And Tasty, I always say that name wrong, NUES, he has the best KDA at 12.44. Fragastellar from Jailbait, highest damage per minute, 3,765 and change. Streakwing from Lubu, so Lubu not having their best season, but Streakwing is carrying those healing numbers, 3,890. And everyone's favorite Arthas main Jinxie Cat has taken Stark over Stark for the most damage taken per death, I should say, at 50,511. Fun stats, Taco Cat from Team Training Wheels has the most B steps. Chemotripsin has the most taunts at 83. Dude's taunting up a storm.
Let me tell you about taunting storms, by the way.
Well, we will get to your taunting storms later. Macrotop from Lubu, most sprays at 77. Ooh. And second place sprays for Ace Hysteria from Wholesome Halfwits at 76. So spray meta's ramping up. Anyone's race for first place, so keep the sprays coming, boys.
Was that 77 to 76?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just going to note that this whole thing started with Turd Herder first bringing up the statistics. And now Nexus Edge has influenced, I think, a lot of people now, and now it's just a thing.
Is this a toxic show I'm on?
You have to pay homage to Stixa from Div B, who really brought these weird stats to our attention in the first place. And it seems since then everyone's been kind of trying to replicate or bring out their best spray dance and taunt game.
I know I've ramped up my game.
We'd love to see it.
You know what? Div D West this season. He's playing for Sack of Bricks.
Yeah. And let me just say, we're changing the spray meta, the message around spraying. It's not a negative connotation. This is we're happy spraying. That's what we're doing out here in NGS. All right. Any other fun things going on in Division B? We got heroes. Anything cool going on? Any changes in the top heroes?
Top heroes are looking pretty similar. If we look at popularity rate, nothing really out of the ordinary. Diablo, Ana right at the top, both for pick rate and ban rate. Ana's still sporting a healthy 64% win rate, so obviously a very strong hero after her rework. Anubrax right up there, Johanna's right up there, Tehran's right up there. Really, the only one I kind of want to touch on is Stukov here. So Stukov is sitting pretty high at the popularity, 53.8%, but he's only got a 36% win rate. So I know he was seeing a really high win rate and really high pick rate right at the beginning of the season when we started doing these stats, but he's definitely dropped off a little bit and hasn't seen any patch notes or changes to him. So I don't know if people are just seeing him more and getting more used to playing against him, or other changes in the game have kind of made him less viable, but he definitely doesn't seem to be enjoying the same win rate and same success that he did earlier in the season.
Very nice. Murda, what do you got from us, or for us rather, from Division C?
Let's start over on the West Coast first, where we see Rush B currently sitting first place, followed by the ginormous Jaegers. And we got a tie at third place between two squads that are, been kind of neck and neck for a while here. Can't counterpick Stupid and Dive Hard, but can't counterpick Stupid with one less match played, maybe a little bit better odds of closing out the season in that third spot. So tight race towards the top there in Div C West. And then as for what's been going on, we've seen some outstanding performances from a few players. KDA right now leading Division C West. Great Potu with 23.25 kills and assists per death. That's outstanding. So a lot of fun seeing numbers coming out like that. And then also heals per minute. DB Smiley making the list. One of our favorite casters here for Nexus Gaming Series. He's got 3.8 thousand heals per minute, which is a pretty solid number for himself. As for hero meta, there's been a lot of cool stuff going on, including Sylvanas with the highest win rate in the division, 85.7%. I don't know who's buffing up those numbers. Maybe you guys here on the show know. But an 85.7% win rate, pretty darn solid. Tyrael also sitting at 80%. It's just, where is this Div C West? How are they getting so good? Let's make them Div B West.
Look at Ziltoid smirking over there after those Sylvanas numbers.
Hey, I would take credit, but I can tell you for a fact that most of those Sylvanas builds aren't what I was talking about with Ryokai. So.
Maybe you just drew attention to her.
I swear, Sylvanas is now just like this shotgun build where she runs in your face and just wants to dump every ability and you're dead. It's a lot of damage, and it comes out fast right on your single target face. So keep an eye out. If you're not playing Sylv, try it out, because it's not what it used to be at all.
No, she's a legitimate ranged carry right now, especially if you use a certain build. By level 13, 16, she ramps into this unkillable monster. And then on top of that, she amplifies a couple maps really, really well. Alterac Pass and Volskaya in particular, because of Merc Queen's effect on both of those maps camps. It makes a huge difference in a lot of the objective fights that you have to go into.
Very nice.
I hate to bring us on too much of a tangent, but bringing it back to Division C over in the East, it was UARC Esports with 3 matches played this week. They started off hot, winning a 2-1 set over Zul'jin Distillery. They won a second set in the week. I think it was against Bancho. I might be completely wrong on that. But I know they won that second set, and they had that Thursday night showdown against Regen Red as their third match of the week, and it ended up being Regen Red taking the 2-0 domination victory. So, boys, I had to pull it out here for the stream.
Oh,
Murda, you love to see it.
Regen Red showing up on Thursday night. That was a lot of fun. But as for the standings, there's a couple other teams to worry about. Almost Legends right now, they take the top spot currently over the Found Vikings with 1 more match played. So Found Vikings still with an opportunity to overpass them once they get that match in. And then sitting in third place is Regen Red, just 2 points behind those leaders. So a very, very tight race in the East. As for what's been going on around the division, I love this stat. Damage taken per death being led by Dicky, 44,000 damage per life. That's a lot of damage if you consider. You're basically saying you're dying 1 time per match. That's pretty good.
That's insane.
And then as for heroes being picked, we're still seeing a lot of popularity with Johanna, 86%. Kael'thas as well creeping up there. Seeing a lot of Jaina bans, and Kael'thas is becoming that second option. But all that might change this week, boys, once Chromie is legal.
Oof.
And boy, that's gonna be a spicy moment. Seeing those matches.
Absolutely.
We have to see more bans from her, right? Like teams are just gonna ban her.
I expect to be the ban. I expect to be the bans a bit high, especially in the lower divisions first. But after kind of looking at her a bit and playing around with Chromie a bit, I'm less convinced that she's going to be this like meta crushing pick, especially as you get into higher divisions. I think she has
team sitting base.
Funny enough, the scariest map that I think she's got is going to be Battlefield of Eternity.
Interesting.
I think she has plenty of use, and this is a map that's played frequently in NGS is Volskaya Foundry, because what are you playing on that map? Yeah. It's a point that everyone's running into, this little rectangle, and all she has to do is in one corner set up her time trap, and she can pop that time trap whenever she wants now. So you essentially shut off one of the entry points into that rectangle for the other team, complete zone control, and beyond that, she's staying from distance, throwing stuff inside there the whole time anyway.
Yeah.
Hanzo's going to fall back a bit. Chromia is going to get put in that spot.
Very interesting. All right. Now it is my turn, I think. Going on to Division D. We have Division D East. Nexus Cats still sitting at the top, even after the domination against them. Full Meta Jacket going up to number 2. Luciadology is going to be at number 3. And then Save the Murloc, the team, they were sitting at 8th place, but because of their domination have now gone up to number 4. They're definitely, as I called it earlier in the season, they're definitely a team to watch out for. Nexus Cats learned that the hard way. And so hopefully these other teams kind of keep an eye on them. Frankfurter's falling to number 5. That's probably the biggest change there. Then going on over to D West, Clouded Minds just really, they're pulling it away. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, that's Wenis' team, and that's going to be the rubber chicken reason right there. Yeah, they're just really pulling it ahead. They're at 20 points. I guess they're only 2 behind OC Peach Boys, but they have 1 game less played than OC Peach Boys. So definitely a very close division there too. Asmo Carry, Pigeon Stitches, Sack of Bricks, the Meme Lords themselves on Sack of Bricks. And speaking of Meme Lords, let us move on to the individual statistics. And I got the statistics pulled for this week only. I also have them for the whole division, but let's start out with this week only. We saw Stixa actually with the most kills at 38. It is, oh man, I'm going to mess this name up. Aurus Vicious.
That's pretty close.
Yeah. 19, he's on OC Peach Boys. Jugger Rob had a really good KDA at 19. Akash on Backbone AI is leading the highest average damage numbers at 77.7 thousand. Beef Supreme, also on Backbone, is leading the highest damage soaked at 83.6 thousand for the week. So overall doing really good. Now let's go to the stats you've all been waiting for. It is the most B steps, and Stixa has increased his B steps to 165. That was 108 more than he had last week. And let me keep going here because this is just the most sprays. Stixa again with 199 sprays. 46 more than last week. Mm-hmm. And then this is the dance numbers. 1,096 dances. 500 since last week. I don't know what's possible.
We actually have insight into that. Snowglare, our range damage dealer on Logical Decision, was pointing out that it counts it just like a B step. So if you just spam Y and then click, it counts it as a dance. So he's not doing full dances. He's dance stepping.
Well, I wasn't going to reveal Stix's secret because he did tell me this in confidence after watching last week's show.
Hey, don't you know you can't critique a man's dance moves?
Yeah.
Come on.
It was an outside influence. I just thought it was a cool thing to bring up. Not my fault.
Yeah, Stixa, being the dance lord himself, has indicated that just hitting the dance button itself triggers a dance count. However, the B step count, exactly.
Faster, Murda, faster.
Since he's also, I think he's probably the B step league leader. I haven't looked into these stats. Next couple weeks when we get into our wrap up of the regular season, maybe we'll see that. But he's indicated that if you hit B steps over and over and over and over and over like that, it after a certain point it just counts that as one B step chain. So you won't get additional B steps. So we don't know the actual number to get it to count, but there is some lower number that you hit. So let's say 5, and that triggers it, and then you get your B step number. So
clearly, this man's got it worked out to a science. Like, he knows what he's doing.
I'm just bringing stats, news, and insight. Bringing your edge or your hots to the edge here.
This is quite literally the edge of insanity, Turtle.
And then real quick, so when memeing goes wrong, we have Malaram also on Sack of Bricks. He got 3 additional spray deaths than he had last week. And then Secret AZN Man has also gotten 1 spray death. So be careful out there when you're memeing, guys. It's kind of dangerous. So don't want to get caught.
I'm waiting for you guys to do a not top 10 or a not top 5 where you pull in all the worst plays, and I want some of those included in, like, because that's what I want to see.
We need those submitted. Get on it.
Yeah.
I actually had one. I was casting a Thursday night showdown, and I mentioned after the match was over, I was joking with one of the regen guys. That's got to make a not top 10 list because he just runs in as a Maiev with all the gems they're holding, and there's 5 red shirts waiting for him, and they're all dropped. I think there's opportunity for a fun little bit on this show for that.
We'll have to keep it out. Keep an eye out there. So if you have a not top 10, go ahead and send your clips. Take a look. We'll get it going. I'm ready for this. Last thing on Division D, because I know we've been talking about it for quite a while. Interestingly, from this week, Anubarak had a 94.7 popularity, which I thought was a little out of the ordinary, but still very interesting. Ana had 10 bans out of my division. Which
it's the new meta.
I don't know.
So the age of Diablo is over. It is a Nubrak. He is the top tank. I don't think there's any question about it. He just has too many tools and so many ways to get out of things. Like Diablo, quite often his mobility kind of causes him some major issues. So it's
I got a major issue entering Nexus Gaming Series tomorrow, Ziltoid. His name is Lucio. You get high 5, you get a cleanse on Impale, Burrow Charge, and Cocoon. GTFO, bro. Not happening. Nubrak's about to fall back, man.
Well, and I was just going to add, is he maybe the best tank because Diablo's getting banned out?
No.
No, okay. All right.
Because Anubarak plays well into Diablo. Web Wrap itself has a pretty good effect either on isolating him out from his teammates, like a support, or by removing him from the equation while a dive is happening. So, and he also has an unstoppable on his own E, so he can get out of situations if he does get dove. So I don't think that. I think Anubarak has been rising in popularity as a response to Diablo, not necessarily in him being banned out, but even just as a counter to him.
Very nice. All right, I think that's going to wrap up our trending teams, players, and heroes. Any final thoughts? Any overreaching thoughts from anyone? It's okay to say no.
I mean, these races are getting tight, and you have to consider a lot of teams are trying to throw in their flex matches that are remaining, and there could be a lot of movement happening a lot faster than we've seen over the past few weeks, so keep your eyes closely glued to these standings.
I'm ready to get behind that and fully endorse that message. Very nice. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah. People care what I say. I don't know.
Care enough to watch the show, turd.
Yeah, basically. Now, let us move on to our game this week. It's a game we're calling Regen Madness. Yeah, I'll let you drink your coffee and move on. So as everyone knows, and we kind of talked about this earlier, Regen has taken over NGS as of April 1st. So as part of our bowing down to our inevitable overlord Murda himself, we're going to see if Murda can place well-known members from our community on Regen teams. So, for example, if we had the Nexus Cats, maybe it'd be Regen Cats.
Okay, all right. So you want to get you straight, you want me to create a name for this team? Is that my guess?
You're going to create your object in this game is to create team names for these people that we all know, hopefully know.
Okay, I got it.
Let's start out.
Let's go.
And if they're not all colors, we'll be super disappointed.
Okay.
I can do concepts. I'll take concepts. I'm ready.
I mean, we've shown. All right, first off, we've shown not all the teams have colors. We got Regen Retro this season. Completely has nothing to do with the color.
We're ready.
Just because you didn't want to call it hot pink. That's the only reason.
Hey, Nexus Cats will take hot pink. We're fine. We're fine with that. So, the first member of the community that we have is B-Train.
Oh God. Oh man. B-Train. Well, you know what?
Might I suggest Regen Hitler?
No.
Spicy.
This man serves my country. So he's regen red, white, and blue for B Train.
I like that.
Ooh.
That is very good. Let's go with the next member of the community. What about your boy on the podcast, Jackster?
Man. He can't get a color. I see if it was him, he'd probably like pull in a bunch of people from his school that he plays with, and they'd end up just being like Team Florida. So like it's just regen like Florida, I guess, because they're just gonna bring the whole state in, and they're just gonna dominate all the old citizens living there. Who knows?
Florida does need a regen.
There you go. What about the team captain, or team captain Born to Shine?
Okay. Oh man. Born to Shine. So I learned this the other week in a secret regen leadership chat that she's a wine drinker. I'm sure most women are wine drinkers, and it's not that surprising, right?
She made the bloopers on Nexus Edge.
Oh, okay. Was it on there?
Yeah.
So she'd just be on like regen wine or regen like happy hour or something. Yeah,
Gosh.
Absolutely.
Regen Riesling.
Merlot.
That's her go.
Regen Riesling? Okay, I like that. Good one.
I like that too.
Regen Riesling.
All right. What about someone that Woe and Ziltoid know? The team captain Ulysses.
Oh,
he's not team captain.
No, just of this hypothetical squad.
Oh, okay.
That's what
Gotcha.
happened.
Man. Ulysses. I'd have to give him like a cool one.
Do you?
Like every time I think of Ulysses,
I would say regen Permasilver, but that's just me.
That's spicy.
Hey, he has a higher in-game rank than you do, Ziltoid. I'd be careful.
Oh no.
No, he doesn't.
He did. See, I always think of like Ulysses S. Grant. That's like the one person I know from history named Ulysses, right? So like he was a Civil War general, right? Something like that.
So like regen Civil War.
So regen Yankee. Here you go.
Sure.
He's Canadian.
Yankee.
There we go. And let's wrap up this.
Funny.
Yeah. Let's wrap up this game. There's a team. They have 3 captains. Wono, Ziltoid, and Turd Herder.
Mm-hmm.
What regen team are they going on? And it can't be regen Nexus Edge.
Regen terrible.
Yeah.
So maybe we just name you guys Regen.
I'll accept that one.
Yeah, I'll go with that. All right, that's the game we got today. Thank you for playing along.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I'm gonna hear it from Ulysses, I guarantee it.
Speaking of fun, we got a streamer caster of the week. Do you guys know who it is?
I know.
It's not me.
Reveal it? Can I reveal
What's going on here?
Murda, go ahead. Who is the streamer caster of the week? That's him.
Moisty boy.
A machine. It's long overdue. If I was in charge of voting, he would have gotten it week 1, just from the exposure that I had with him last season. He's incredibly involved in the caster community in addition to his casting. If you are in the caster channel on Discord, this man will help you with the most mundane, silly questions. Hey, my webcam isn't working. He'll have some tips for you. He's just a really great guy, really great part of the community. I love watching his casts. What do you guys think of Wenis?
I'll start, so no one to say anything. I love Wenis. I love the guy. When I was getting all my webcams and stuff sorted, I am not technologically savvy at the slightest. So he was a great help. Took like 2 hours out of one of his evenings to help me out. Great guy, great caster. Love to be around him.
Yeah,
love to have him on the show.
And he actually, for the Mead Hall special and the preseason special, he really helped us pull this whole show together.
Oh, for sure.
We would not be where we're at today if it wasn't for him and his input, his advice. Good stuff. And Wenis also does some really good things on his casts. So we're going to show a quick clip of him describing a hero pick from one of the teams. So go ahead and show the clip.
We saw the...
It's the...
Are you all right? Are you a little? Did you hurt your throat a little bit?
No,
I did.
but
I did.
I definitely cleared some things out. I'm ready.
So, of course, Wenis is responsible for that excellent casting work there. Great work, man. We really appreciate it. For everyone else out there, we really recommend you check out his casts. Keep an eye out for all of his streams going forward. We're going to have a link below to his Twitch. Check him out. There we go. Guys.
He's the moist when you're dry.
And listen, if you ever need anything, and when I say anything, I mean anything, any help with NGS, he's the nicest guy you will reach out to on the board. A lot of us are jerks like me, okay? Talk to Wenis, he's great. He's the newest board member too. You guys already heard about that. So keep him busy. He loves it, and we love him.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Do you know what time it is?
I know what time it is.
Turtle time.
No, it is time for our top 5 highlights of the week. It's polled as number 1 favorite part of the Nexus Edge, made up completely by me. So, let us go with our number 5 spot. We're going to call it Devil May Cry. Show the clip.
It's locking in a few, but not enough damage because Alexstrasza has abundance and it heals every single hero standing in the circle. Johanna's going to be the last to fall here. I don't think she's getting away. Chaos Tank being chased down by 4 heroes. And
nah, you're there looking to try and finish it off.
The
teleport for style points.
The Hellgate.
And coming in at number 4, we have... Boy, does a whole lot happen in this clip.
This is another favorable position here for Zul'jin Distillery, who, as I mentioned, already have the first 4 tribs. They're trying to set ETC up to the bush, but he walked right into that one, Wedge.
I was half hoping he would just rip the mosh right there, but he made the right call and just waiting it out, making sure there's a few more CCs down before he makes the call.
Cocoon destroyed already. There's the fear from Gul'dan, but a great Warden's Cage keeping everyone back. And now look at the damage coming out. The Nishas, but the mosh pit locks in 2, gets the triple, make it 4. Z-Blaster, the only one still standing.
And at number 3, we have level 1 dive. Show the clip.
And again, absolute Yoda. Oh, look out, the stun chain. Oh, that was nasty coming in from Dive Hard. Oh, jeez. Somebody clip it. Send it to Nexus now. That's the hardest I've ever seen anyone get blown up there at level 1.
And coming in at number 2, we have the offensive bunker. Show the clip.
Fort, as the members of Gimme the D-Shield are looking to maybe try to engage here. They're kind of, it feels like in desperation mode here. Lightning Breath comes out right in the middle of that Warden's Cage, everybody being bounced back. Alexstrasza trying to keep people up with the Cleansing Flame, but it's not going to be enough. 3 deaths, 4 deaths coming soon if Bashing doesn't get enough healing.
Oh my goodness.
Bunker kill over the wall.
And the number 1 clip of the week, Junkrat versus Dat Tasto. Show the clip.
Unless Junkrat can pull out a miracle here, there goes Riptire. He's going to get somebody here. Storm Shield, great use of the Storm Shield there. Now, if you are Dat Tasto, you have to finish the core. Johanna and Butcher both go down, and the Junkrat solo defense. Karazim going in, can Raynor finish him? The boss takes out Karazim, or the core, I should say. The 2-handed hammer on his head. Riptire is available again. Jaina is dead if she doesn't have Ice Block. And she doesn't. Junkrat with the core defense.
That Junkrat. The wheel's still going. Still ripping on him. Ziltoid, what happened? Break it down for us.
Don't underestimate the boss. I mean, that core, it does a lot of damage, and it's a lot of AoE damage that you can't really avoid. If you stack up underneath it, a Junkrat just sitting back there and peppering you continually with a bunch of bombs is going to kill you. So, they were just a little uncoordinated at the end there. Someone needed to either zone him off or not push in like that. But they kind of did both those things, and Junkrat was there to clean it all up. Well done, Mr. Toasty.
Right, and even though they were level 20, they only had one keep down. It just kind of shows you the danger of going into that boss.
Yeah. Basically, if you've got... Yeah, go ahead. Well...
That definitely highlights how Alterac kind of differs from your standard maps, in that because most maps you can push one lane, not take any structures in any of the other two, and finish out the map no problem. Whereas if you still have those other two keeps up in the other lanes, it makes it really tough to push into that core, even post 20. So just goes to show that don't underestimate the Alterac core.
There you go. Murda, why don't you talk about... You were in a couple clips this week. Why don't you talk about them?
Well, nice getting back to casting after having a week off. But yeah, that one clip you saw there at number 5, Hell Gate, coming out late. Little flashy play from Raptilius. But this is a play that comes at the end of game number 3. In a really close set. 2 calculated to throw, end up getting the full comeback. But what a style play at the end of that one from Raptilius playing Diablo with that Hell Gate.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, did you have any highlights that you liked?
Yeah, I liked Jason's cast on number 3, the level 1 dive. So I like it just because I look at those team comps and I look at the situation, and you have iCup on one side and you have Dive Hard on the other side. And you look at Dive Hard's comp, you have a Nubarak, you have Kerrigan, you have Stukov, you have Imperius, and you have Kel'Thuzad. So immediately, you don't want to take a level 1 fight because Kel'Thuzad's going to get his stacks off of that. Then every single one of those heroes brings some form of good hard CC with them that they can easily chain together. So why in the world would you want to sit mid lane when you have an Anubarak dive, Kel'Thuzad chains, Kerrigan, Imperius follow up, and then Stukov silence to put underneath all of it? It was the perfect recipe for level 1 disaster.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we found out why you don't do that. I really like the offensive bunker, just plopping the bunker down and then boop, right over the wall there. Just real big fan of that one. So
kind of like the Hellgate Ember just styling on her kill a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on to the matchups of the week. I'm going to start it out here. We have two matches I want to watch this week. Number 1 is Nexus Cats versus Lucidology. That's a 1 versus a 3. I think it's going to be a real tight match. We've been training. Like I said, we've been getting coached a little bit, so we think we're ready for it. And then the other one is Boogan Squad versus Sack of Bricks. That's a 4 and a 5 going at it. I thought that would be a really good match out of Division D West for people to watch. Ziltoid, what should the people be watching next week?
It's a tough one. Div A has a lot of different games kind of going on, while we've got a few teams, particularly Team Name, trying to make up all of their not played matches with 3 whole matches this week against Luxorian Sun, Dread Pirates, and PFM. And I think highlighting Team Name and PFM is pretty important because PFM is 8th seed and Team Name is 10th seed. So if Team Name wins versus Luxorian Sun, which they are higher ranked than them at the moment, that matchup is really going to be about who gets a playoff spot coming up in the next couple weeks. So I really want to highlight that matchup because I think it's gonna have a lot of implications for what we're going to see going forward for Div A.
All right, Murda, what matches should we watch?
Well, I sticking in Div A really quick, you want to check out PFM versus Regen Retro because on PFM, the manager of Regen plays for that team. So it's a bit of a grudge match. We'll have fun with the Regen family on that one. But otherwise, over in C West, I talked a bit about C West earlier. We do have Ginormous Jaegers up against Plugwalk. And Ginormous Jaegers, like I mentioned earlier, are trying to maintain that position towards the top of the division. A win this week would certainly help them catch up to Rush B at the top. And then over in C East, there's not a ton of matches, I'd say, that are like 2 Titans facing off, but every little matchup is going to matter. And I think as a whole, just tune in to Div C East this week because all those matches are going to have these minute changes in the standings, and they're all very important.
Yeah, Paraloot versus Can't Counterpick Stupid. I think those are 2 top half the division teams going up against each other. So definitely good. Whoa, no. Round it out. what match are we watching for this week?
You know I don't want to do it, and it pains me to do so. But shameless self-plug. Logical Decision is going up against Virtual Murky Slayers, a matchup we've been looking forward to all season. There's no way we can take top spot from them, so it's not really a big match in the grand scheme of rankings, but number 1 against number 2 seed in B West should be a really fun game. We know the guys at Virtual Murky Slayers pretty well, so looking forward to it.
And I like how you preface that with, I don't want to have to do this. You wanted to
I wanted to do it. Of course I wanted. I love talking about myself. Are you kidding?
Yeah. It's very nice. Murda, what any matches you're casting this week?
So to be clear, I don't have any matches like set yet, but I know who I'm casting with, and I'll give you one guess.
The Wenis boy.
Moisty boy.
I don't want to say too much. Maybe the chicken already told you who I'm casting with this week. But make sure you check that out. It should be a lot of fun. And then, of course, Thursday night, tune in over at twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series for the Thursday night showdown, where I'll be joined by Ghost Dunk and the whole crew.
Yeah, and actually this week, I should mention we have a Monday night showdown, a Tuesday night showdown, and a Thursday night showdown. So it's going to be a whole rigmarole of casts going on this week. Definitely want to keep that going. All right, guys, we're in the home stretch, but we got one last segment to go through. It's going to be our questions from the community.
Oh, baby.
So, in case you weren't paying attention in the hashtag Edge Questions channel, we being Nexus Edge, has come into possession of certain skin keys for the game. So if your question is picked to be on the show, you will be entered into a chance to have that drawn and win yourself a skin. So ask your questions and maybe you'll get something out of it. And then also, if you submit the #1 highlight of the week, we will give you a skin key for that. So give us your highlights, give us your questions. Let's get some questions going right now, though. Woohoo! Let's start it out with something super serious. And this was asked multiple times, so that's the only reason I'm doing it.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Yeah, I think you do too. This is coming to us from Aura herself, speaker of the board. So you know this is a very official question. If peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would it be called? Murda, give us the answer. The definitive Overlord himself says...
Jelly's better version. Peanut butter is the better half of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Jelly, how about this? Jelly's better half. That's what I call it.
Jelly's better half.
Yep.
I'll accept. Wono, what are you calling it?
We're calling it peanut flavored nut mush. It's what I got. It's what we're going with.
I was gonna call it mashed peanuts, like mashed potatoes, but mashed. I mean, yours is better. I'm going with that. Yeah. Nut mash. Zoltoid, what are you calling it?
Butternuts.
Butternuts. Perfect.
Short and sweet.
Short and
I'm
sweet.
embarrassed for you two.
Yeah.
It's for you, Aura. We do it for you.
Yeah, there we go. So she's asked multiple times in the Edge Questions channel, so thought I'd throw her a bone and give it to her. So thank you for the questions. Actually, coming to us, another question from Aura. This one a little bit more serious. Do you tend to see teams choosing to target ban heroes against specific players or previous plays from the opposing team, or do you more often see them deciding to ban heroes based on countering from their own draft choices? Whoa. Why don't you start us out with this? You know, I know she placed it as a one or the other type situation, but I think the general question here is, why do we see the bans we see?
Well, I haven't gone in and analyzed every team's bans because that's a whole lot of work that I don't want to do. But speaking from like a broad sense, I can kind of give you an overview of what our team how we handle our bans.
Sure.
So Snowglare on our team is really good about doing scouting reports before our games. So he'll go through some HOTS logs and player profiles and kind of pick out who plays what their win rates are, how often they play them. and from there we kind of make based on what map we're playing, what comp we want to play, we kind of make a guess, like, is this one person's specific pocket pick hero good enough to ban? Or do we want to just ban generally good heroes that are going to mess up what we're doing? So it's very much like, okay, well, this person has a really high win rate on, say, Raynor,
Genji.
but
Yeah,
Genji.
Yeah.
Okay. Genji, like, obviously he's killing it on Genji. Genji, high impact hero, we should probably ban it. But if it's something like a Johanna, then, like, do we really want to ban out a Johanna unless it's really going to mess with our strategy? Or because there's definitely scarier things than a Johanna to ban.
I know the answer for a Division D player, and it is ban the Johanna for reasons that remain unknown. But
yeah. No, but that's the general line of thinking is this one person's hero enough of a playmaking hero like a Rexpa Orphea or something along those lines that we need to take it away from him? Or are we better off, or him or her, or are we just better off banning what is a generally good hero?
Murda, what are your thoughts on the question?
Well, I mean, I can speak anecdotally from watching what I see casting, and from what I can tell, a lot of teams are using that first game's draft to ban out their scouting report. And then moving on with games 2 and 3, a lot of teams switch over to what's being impactful in the set. Because every team's going to come, if they're smart, with a strategy for you. And you got to always be thinking about that as well. So just as much as you're prepared for them, they're going to be prepared as well. And you have to be willing to change it up mid-set. And I think a lot of teams are doing that heading into games 2 and 3.
Absolutely. Ziltoid, any additional insights on that question?
I can maybe speak to what people should be thinking when they're looking at bans. And I think, scouting reports and things like that are very good ways to identify not just strong heroes that you need to ban, but also ones that you might even want to, or even weak heroes that you might want to leave up. And sometimes that's meta heroes. But really what you should be able to do is find your win conditions with the drafts that you're taking and be able to identify what's happening from the enemy team. And if you can identify those win conditions and you can remove the tools that help them win in your bans, that is probably the most effective strategy going forward.
Very nice. I have nothing further to add. I think so hopefully Aura gets the answer that she wants for both her questions. Moving down the line, and it pained me. I couldn't bring this up earlier because we almost talked about it, but this is coming from Dallying Pig. He is Frankfurter's captain, I believe. His question is, what tank do you think is best in the meta right now? And we were talking about Diablo, Johanna, Nubarak, that kind of thing going on right now. So, Ziltoid, starting with you, what's your answer for Mr. Pig?
Skill aside, because there's still a lot of things you need to consider when you're talking about what is going to be most effective. I personally do think that a Nubarak is currently sitting in probably the best spot of all tanks right now.
Yeah. Any particular reason why, or?
He's got a lot of ways to deal with everything, and he sets up so many plays. I like playmaking heroes.
Yeah.
And when you've got a hero that by level 20 has 4 sets of stuns plus an isolation, is just, I mean, it's super powerful, and he can really live through a lot of things if you play around his beetles and his shield really well. And kind of and he peels and engages. Like he covers all the bases that you need out of a main tank. And as long as you're not, feeding your health bar unnecessarily in bad situations, you're almost always going to get value out of the hero. Let me put it this way: I can win on a Nubarak in Storm League off the blue. Anyone can win on that hero.
There you go, Murda. Do you agree? Disagree?
Well, I don't want to say I'm disagreeing with Ziltoid because I think what he's saying is very valid. But in my opinion, I think if I'm going for who's the best tank, I want who's the most well-rounded. Who can I put in the most compositions? I think Johanna fits that bill. Her wave clear is insane for a tank. She has the survivability, and she has the engagement with Blessed Shield at level 10. I think her kit's just really good. It's really strong, and it's so hard to kill her. That's why she's so good in some of our lower divisions.
Absolutely. I know I like Johanna, especially as a healer, because I know I can be like, all right, I just need to throw you some heals every once in a while. Doing your own thing, whatever. That's my personal opinion, but, I'm in Division D, so what do I know? Whoa, no. What do you think about the tank meta right now?
Well, I see both sides of the argument. I personally like playing Johanna because as a person who can't play tank at all, I can still see results and not die on her.
Yeah.
But for those of us who are more tank inclined and have the skill to play them, I definitely agreed. Anub'arak is my pick for top tank right now. Ziltoid did a really good job covering Y, so I won't go too much more into that. But really strong engage, really strong disengage. So something that we kind of talked about earlier where he kind of differentiates from Diablo is that when Diablo engages, he's all in. Like, either you're dying or he's dying. There's not really any way around that. Whereas Anub'arak has his Unstoppable Burrow out, which is a really easy way for him to kind of like a get out of jail free card. That and his ability to enable his team to dive under forts, dive under towers with his beetle spawning is an often underlooked and underutilized ability, and it's really strong on maps, especially like Infernal Shrines, where you can follow up your Punisher and things like that.
Oh yeah, no, and I actually, so I think it was on Monday Night Showdown this past week, week 6, might have been Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. It was Can't Counterpick Stupid versus Rush B. Rush B ran Juice Pirates, and I think they ran in with the Anub'arak. Casters, which were Mark Zombie and B-Train, were kind of talking about it at the time because they had the Morales, they had the Tyrael, so showing obvious signs of Juice Pirates, but they're like, well, what are they going to do here? And it turned out they were using the Anub'arak Beetles to kind of, eat the shots from the core so that they can core it real easy. And it was really effective in that strategy, in that game. I don't know if they'll pull it off or be able to pull it off any other time this season, but it was a real treat to be able to watch there. And speaking of Can't Counterpick Stupid, we have Valkymer, their captain, and he asked, what skin for a hero would you add to the game? So we have like Janitor Leoric, everyone. What kind of skin would you like to see for whatever hero you want to see? Murda, do you got one for us?
I want a Jon Snow skin for Varian.
Ooh. What about Arthas, though?
Arthas might work. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. I don't know if you can see on my table over here. I'm working on a puzzle.
I was going to ask about that.
It's a Game of Thrones puzzle, okay?
Are you getting ready for next week?
Get your TVs and your DVRs ready for April 14th, because that's going to be a good show. And you're asking me what kind of skin I want. I want to see some Game of Thrones inside Heroes of the Storm. So that's it. Jon Snow.
Would you have Daenerys Jaina? Would that be a good one?
Oh, see, that would work too, yeah. Or, I mean, maybe something with dragons like...
Alexstrasza?
Yeah, Alexstrasza might work, right? Okay.
Yeah, maybe Cersei on the... Sorry, I'm also a Game of Thrones. I gotta stop. Wono, what pick are you seeing?
So this is not an original idea. I don't want to claim credit for it, but trolling the Heroes of the Storm subreddit one day, I came across the most hilarious skin concept I have ever seen. So the hero is Lunara, but she's not a deer. She's a gnome and a goblin who are like undertaking research into how the dryads live. So they're dressed up in one of those like 2-person horse costumes with like some robotic parts. So there's like spring legs so that she can jump. And it was just the funniest thing I've seen from a hero skin concept. And I still badly want it.
The old Trojan horse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you see like little eyes peeking out from like where the costume doesn't quite fit. And
yeah. I love it. Ziltoid, any skins that you want to see?
I know that we've done a lot, and it could be one of two heroes that could do this, but a big baby, like a diaper, with like a rattle, and like I'm thinking Meridian or Stitches.
Oh,
nice. Got like the little hat.
Nice.
Be creepy.
Now, of course, I always do this. I ask the questions ahead of time. I have them written out, so I know what they are, and I didn't get a very good response. And especially in light of all of these, the Game of Thrones, I was going to go with like hockey player Arthas.
All right.
Like
I can appreciate that. Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah. But no, you guys had some real good answers. So let us know in Edge questions, your skins. I know a bunch of people already did after Valkymer asked this question. So keep it up. All right. Last question. And we went to a lot of questions because it looks like we have a little bit of time here. This one's also kind of a fun one. Arrow, Regen Red, Yes, Regen Red Arrow. He asks, if you could have one celebrity be the spokesperson for Nexus Edge, who would you pick? So Murda, start it out.
No one could take your place. It's the worst question. This is Turn's show. Arrow, get out of here. Go home. You're drunk.
That's the only answer. That's good.
The only answer. There's no better host for the show than Turd Herder.
You're a esteemed host. Turd Herder.
Steamy host.
Oh no. Who's replacing you? Which celebrity is replacing you on Nexus Edge?
I think the only one who could do me justice is the Velveteen Tones of... Oh my god, I just dropped his name. Oh no, Morgan Freeman. That's what I wanted to say. The Velveteen Tones of Morgan Freeman.
Can you just hear him like talking about like logical decision and like? Yeah. Big
Right
fan.
up in here. I've got him playing in the background. That's what you don't know. Just like...
He's your inspiration.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ziltoid. Who's replacing you? And it can't be the actor who played the Sith Lord from Star Wars.
It also can't be Mark Hamill.
Aww. Ruined. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Current Russell Crowe.
Okay.
Wait.
You guys seen what Russell Crowe looks like right now, right?
Fighting around the world.
I mean,
yeah. So, oddly enough, that's my answer.
what?
Russell, I don't want him to replace me. I want him to replace Arthanow. And every once in a while, when he says something bad about Arthanow, he'll just come in and he'll say, "Are you not entertained?" And then that's
perfect.
So I hope Arthanow, after watching this,
so he's Gladiator. He's Gladiator Russell Crowe, and I'm current.
Definitely.
I'm taking current Santa Claus Russell Crowe.
Perfect. So we got both of them. All of the generations of
All two generations of him.
But if I have to change my answer, then I'll take Kurt Russell.
I'd replace Turd Herder with Steve Buscemi.
That would be awesome. No doubt about it.
Oh, but Armageddon Steve Buscemi. Just like real creep.
Yeah, that one.
There you go.
Kind of creepy.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
What was that show? Boardwalk?
Ben Affleck.
Boardwalk?
There we go.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's it.
Batman.
I think we've ended the show. We've got to the end of the show. So
I know. Already.
I know. That's it. Already. We did it so quickly. Kinda. I want to thank all of our panelists, all of you guys. So, Wono, where can the people reach you?
Find me on Twitter at WonoHots. Or just in Discord at Wono. I'm here. I'm everywhere. You can't get away from me.
Perfect. Ziltoid, where can the wonderful people find you?
Twitch /PSZiltoid. I am casting as frequently as I can at the moment. I also have another Nexperts episode hopefully going to be released very soon. It's actually longer than the last two that I've done because I'm covering a specific role that I think really needs to be fleshed out. So that should be a pretty interesting run. And then here.
Very nice. Murda, where can the people find you?
Well, you can find me, of course, hanging out in the NGS Discord, where I'm a board member and always willing to answer any questions you have. But if you want to follow me specifically, twitch.tv/MurdaRG, Twitter @MurdaRG, and YouTube, look for me there as well, MurdaRG. I don't have a custom URL yet, so I can't send you directly there, but if you search for me, you'll find me, I promise. So many NGS VODs up there. Check them out.
There we go. All right, guys, let us quickly... let's do a quick Patreon shout out again. Can't do this without you, this league. If you are interested in becoming a Patreon, there are some excellent rewards. Murda had the little rubber chicken. That was one of the rewards. I forget exactly what tier that is. I think I'm subbed at it. But it's a great opportunity for you to give back to NGS or giving us the opportunity to have a league. It helps keep the lights on, as they say. So check it out. Link below. There's special Nexus Now episodes.
Check those out. I don't know when we're going to be recording our next one, but I'd imagine the next week or so, if you're following along on the website or our YouTube page, there's going to be the links there. Just click it, listen. It's going to be great.
I'm all about it. I want to give a quick thank you to our research analysts. As always, Key, BMed, Munkus, -40, Ryokai, Himibo, Satat, Chaotic Order. This week in particular, Himibo coming through with the Division C stats, giving Murda the assist so he can come on here and talk about all of Division C. Really appreciate it. And Phalendrith, thank you for running Stats of the Storm. He ran it yesterday, about today. Guys, what I want to thank all of you. What do you have to be thankful for? Give some thank yous. Whoa, no, start us out.
Oh God.
Mono is not thankful for anything. Ziltoid,
Nope.
What?
He said he was thankful for God.
Oh, he did. That's good.
Blessed be.
Hashtag blessed.
Papa bless.
Murda, any thank yous for you?
Thank you to you guys for inviting me on the show. This was a lot of fun. It's Sunday afternoon while we're recording. I had nothing better to do, and we're a week away from Game of Thrones, so it's just a long week ahead.
There we go. And this will get us through. Hopefully you can just watch this on So all right, guys. This is Turd Herder here saying adios, amigos. Remember to stay safe in the Nexus, and remember to take your hots to the edge.
I leave that stuff to Jason to determine. I know he errs on the side of caution.
Oh, hell no! Are we really not allowed to just say Hitler?
What's wrong with Hitler? Is that offensive?
I don't understand why that has to be bleeped.
Don't
I got WrestleMania, man.
Is that tonight, really?
It's tonight. It's the #1 United States sport besides Super Bowl in the universe.
In the universe.
In the universe. It actually, I think
Is that another poll that you just made up, or is that like...
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Oh, I did see this one. This one's great.
So we're just giving it a little quick mini roast. I'm okay with that. Murda, you good with that?
I don't have anything going on today, guys.
All right, that's it. Show's over. All right.
I don't get to prove my merit against these two formidable opponents in Turd's talents?
Do you want to? I mean, wait, what's this? Arthano, are you sure? That's it, guys. We have surprise Turd's talents ready for everyone in honor of our guest. It's coming into us hot, live. Well, it's recorded, but it's live.
It's live for us.
Yeah, it's live for us. Let's get into it. I love it. Let's do this. So, #1, Giant Scorcher.
Blaze?
I'll take a crack. Is that a level 20 upgrade for Kael'thas on Pyroblast?
It's a good guess.
No, that's Presence of Mind.
Hello?
Ooh, Giant Scorcher.
The name is descriptive of the hero.
Oh, it's is it? It's not Hammer, is it?
It's Ragnaros.
I was about to say, Ragnaros sounds obvious.
Yeah, it's Giant
Scorcher. But I'd already said
I forgot he has fire. Why did I do that?
All right, #2, Hand of Freedom. This is a very nice sounding one.
I know that one, so I can provide hints if people need help.
This one...
Oh, you got it. It's your
Yeah, it's your
Oh, that wasn't even my guess.
I don't know.
Give them each a point. Give them each a point.
Yeah.
Very thematic paladin ability.
Rel was like one of my signature offlaners when I played the roles.
Well, there you
and
go.
that one's like the talent you take at level 20.
And here's another one, Holy Wrath.
This one is on... Wait, Holy Wrath.
Holy Wrath.
There's Holy Fire, there's Holy Wrath, there's...
Is that also Urel?
Is it?
No.
I'm pretty sure that's also Urel.
I think this is Johanna's one. isn't it?
No, it's the wave clear talent for Urel.
Okay, it's Urel. Yeah. I was trying to get you.
Level 16 wave clear talent.
Yeah.
Well, nobody takes it because the knockback 20 armor reduction's better. God, I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, this one's a good name. I like this name. It is Pain Don't Hurt.
I've never heard that talent before in my life.
Is that goes along with Zarya's theme? Is that Zarya?
It's not Zarya.
Tychus?
Not Tychus. Any other guesses?
Pain Don't Hurt.
Pain Don't Hurt.
If you ban this hero, you get a 3-for-1 special.
That's a Vikings talent?
It's a Vikings talent. I don't know. Too bad we don't have BMed in here to give us the live.
What does it even hurt? What does it even do?
I mean, I don't know what any of these talents do. So.
You get 2 stacks of block.
Yeah. There you go.
On Olaf, right? Only.
All right, here's one. Frost Storm.
Well, there's only a few heroes that applies to.
Well, okay, so you think it applies to a frost-based hero, but that would be wrong. So throw Jaina out of there. It's not Jaina.
Not Jaina, not Arthas, not KTZ. Ooh.
Neither of those, or none of those.
What?
Froststorm.
Right?
Oh, is it? I don't know if that's the name. Is it Vala?
Not Vala.
Because she has.
No, that's Frost Shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frost Shot. Yeah.
Murda, what do you got for us? Anything?
I don't wait. Deathwing. Got it.
Yeah. You know what? Don't even get me started with the April Fool's patch note. I didn't know it was that April Fool's joke until like halfway through the patch notes, and Deathwing was on there, and I was like, oh, okay, this seems like a good hero. Like, okay. Oh, they're gonna get rid of Quick Match. That's neat. Oh, Eram's like an actual. Like, that's great. Yes, awesome. And then it just went downhill from there. So.
Froststorm.
But oh yeah, Froststorm. Answer is Stowe.
Mephisto. Oh, it's a shade slow.
Yeah, level 7 talent.
Yeah.
I don't take it though. I usually take the armor whenever I play Mephisto.
All right, what do you say? We got one more here.
All right, I gotta get this one turned.
This one's on you, Murda. This one's on you.
I'm gonna give this to Murda. Murda, let's mind meld here. You gotta do this.
All right.
There we go.
All right. The good stuff.
The good stuff. This one is the great stuff, because I'm 99% sure this is Mr. Finley himself, Tychus.
No!
It's Lily.
Oh, what? What's the Tychus one I'm thinking of?
Which one is that? Which one's the Tychus one?
I thought he has one that's named something with stuff. Like, stuff is in the name of the talent.
I don't know, but this is good stuff. This is, I think, her level Q upgrade.
Don't pick Lily. Why would you pick Lily?
Me and Woe know it because we're both support mains. And
you need that blind stacking, you know.
Oh man, I'm the worst at this game.
Everyone's the worst at it. That's why.
Yeah, no, we're all terrible. Don't worry.
I thought for sure I had that one.
He gave me two free Aurel talents. It's not fair.
I can do one more bonus round.
Bonus round.
Keep them coming. Maybe it'll be one I know. Maybe.
All right, this is again for Murda. Let's do the mind meld.
I feel it. I feel it, you guys.
All right.
Echo of Doom. It's a new hero, newer.
Echo of Doom. Okay. To me, this sounds like something that came out of a coffin. Is it Orphea?
We're gonna pretend like you didn't say that, and it's not Orphea. But around that same time period.
Is it Mal'Ganis?
It is!
Yes!
Quick clarification.
Tychus,
that's the stuff is the talent you were looking for.
That's the stuff.
That's the stuff.
Come on, I knew there was a stuff in Tychus.
Very nice. No, this is a Mal'Ganis talent. Does. But does he? So he's like a dreadlord. I'm not a huge World of Warcraft lore guy. So he comes out of a coffin at some point, I bet, because he rises from the dead.
Sarcophagus.
He's not dead. He's a demon, not an undead.
Yeah.
Nathrazim are kind of like they do come back to life, but they don't live in coffins or sleep in them.
Well, my Melganis sleeps in a coffin, so write me.
I love it.
Sign me for your writing department, Blizzard, because I will give you the best that there ever was.